You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet.
This is Sports Talk with Hot Sauce, Texas Pete Hot Sauce, the Doug Stewart Show.
Broadcasting live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time, exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Follow Stewart Media and Entertainment right now on Facebook and stay connected and locked in for upcoming events like the Couples and Cocktails series, viewing parties, and much, much more. Up next, The Doug Stewart Show, Sports Talk with Hot Sauce.
Yeah!
Exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com, America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STEW to play for free. That's STEW for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STEW, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STEW. This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the #1 thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta, where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this. You own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736, or online at System5electronicsinc.com. That's System5electronicsinc.com.
You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised.
Do you want that real sports talk? Unfiltered, unsanitized? Well, you have found it. This is a revolution in radio. The realest, trillest sports talk show in America. The Doug Stewart Show. This is sports talk for the people. Yeah! What's happening? Yeah, welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you so much for joining your boy. I really do appreciate it. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go, baby. Yeah. Today is a Tight to Death Tuesday. March 24th, 2015. You can email me at Doug@thedougstewartshow.com. We talk about all the realest, trillest things going on in sports and beyond. Have a lot of fun. The way to be totally interactive, though, is the chat room. Yeah, so go to Spreaker.com. First, follow the show on Spreaker, all right, because we got a lot of new listeners. Follow the show on Spreaker.com. And then jump in the chat room and be totally interactive, which means that I read a lot of your chat posts, your messages. You're kind of like my co-host, all right? You're kind of like my co-host. You're kind of like my wingman. All right? And so that's what we do every day, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here on the Doug Stewart Show. All right, so what are we going to get into today, man, on the Realist Triolist? First, let me give shouts out to everybody in the chat room already. I call them my Stewies. Become a Stewie. Go to Spreaker.com. Griff, Sluggo, who we got here? Kendall, Gary, Texas Tide, Joshua, William, Juan, Mocha, Sluggo. Shouts out to all of you. To all of you. Yes, sir. I appreciate it, man. I really do appreciate it. I really, really, really do appreciate it. All right, so the number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougshow.com. We're going to talk about Adrian Peterson today. Obviously, he's in the news. Money Mayweather, Pacquiao, Patriots, Deflategate. A major change in the NFL we'll get to. Ron Hunter, head coach of Georgia State. Seems like he might have some decisions to make. Johnny Manziel's in the news. And the NBA giveth and the NBA taketh away. But the big story that we're going to touch upon today, and it's kind of going to reflect into the top five for today on the show, on the Doug Stewart Show, is Darren Sharper, man. And you've heard the story. Darren Sharper is going to jail for 9 years. He pled no contest on Monday. And I guess it's not any type of scenario where I should be laughing. But he's going to jail for drugging and raping 2 women in Los Angeles as part of a broader appeal or deal in 4 states that will send him to federal prison for 9 years. So it sounds like he's only going to get 9 years. I don't know about the other cases exactly and what it means as far as will he get more time down the road, this, that, or the other. But he's got 9 years right now, and I don't know if he goes in and he has good behavior or whatever, he might get 5 or 6 years. First of all, I think that's not enough damn years. Let me just say that right off the bat. For doing what this guy has admitted to doing, man, I mean, it's just so unbelievable to me with all the variables of this story, and you know what they are, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Dude's got money. Dude's got fame. He played in the NFL for over 14 years. I mean, a lot of the ladies say he's a nice-looking fella, and he's drugging chicks. And in effect, this dummy is taking the Newtsy. Now, it doesn't make sense to most people, and it definitely doesn't make sense to me. But a lot of times, things will never make sense to you. You know why? Because the Mickey Fickey is sick. Okay? And you're trying to rationalize this thing and understand where this is all coming from and why a dude in this position would do such a thing. There's no rationalization to it. He's a sick bastard. That's what he is. And now, a lot of these stories dealing with the police blotter, a lot of times I'll just hold my thoughts and wait till you get an outcome. But he's admitted to this. Okay? So I can go ahead and be very resolute in my opinions of saying he's a sick son of a bitch. He is. And I got daughters, and I think about my daughters in college and going out to little clubs, and they have their little drink, and dudes slipping something in their drink, and I think about this Mickey Fickey right here, and it just disgusts me. It does. You got to take the Newtsy. Once again, I don't even think he's cognizant of how bad this is and how sick this is, because, once again, he is sick. Okay? He is sick. And I look at this guy, man. I'm looking at this little picture of this dude, man. And he got this little look on his face like, oh, my gosh, I really messed up now. You damn right you messed up. And this was an ongoing thing. 2013, 2014, 2011. This cat has been doing this forever. And somehow he got his cheap thrills from it. He's a freaking perv. And it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable to me. And it's unbelievable that knows anything about this guy as far as a football player. Very good football player. Not a Hall of Fame football player. Not a Hall of Fame player, but a very good player. I mean, a solid player. Like a dude that went to the Pro Bowl many, many times. Okay? He had already been doing some TV things, and he just had it all sitting right there for him. He had it made in the shade. But he was sick. He was absolutely sick. And he's going to jail, man. I wish they could tack on more years to this thing, and he could never even hit the light of day. Yeah, because that's what I think he deserves. And I've seen some bad things in sports, obviously talking about all the bad things in sports, and that's kind of what we're going to do today on the Doug Stewart Show. We're going to talk about the top 5 dumbest / sickest things athletes have gone to jail for of all times. That's what we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to tell you right now, Darren Sharper is in here somewhere, in my little list here somewhere. But this is just unbelievable, man. And when the story first came out, I think everybody wanted to believe, the best or not the worst concerning this case. But you admitted to it. And I don't want to hear, well, he just copped the deal, this, that, and the other. No, rape is one of those things that no matter what deal they offer you, if you didn't do it, you don't plead to nothing. So all of that conversation is out the window. This is a sick bastard that kept taking the Nutsie from women by slipping stuff in their drinks. Like who does that? And I know somebody's whispering under their breath right now, Bill Cosby. No. And I got into a debate with a dude on Facebook, a quasi-debate this morning, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Bill Cosby is accused of something that was done over 40 years ago, or for most of the story was done over 40 years ago. Bill Cosby is denying it, okay? Bill Cosby is denying it. There's no evidence right now. There's no, I don't see any site that Bill Cosby is going to jail for the allegations against him, okay? Do I think Bill Cosby did it? I don't know. I don't know what Bill Cosby did. He's denying it. He's not going to jail. There's no evidence. So I don't know one way or the other whether Bill Cosby did it, but this guy here, this dude right here, this dude right here is going to jail. Sick bastard. Yes. And I don't know, man. I really feel some type of way about this type of thing, man, because I got 3 daughters. And I probably would have felt strange before because I've always believed and been taught protection of womanhood. I never put my hand on a woman before in my life. Never even thought to drop something in her drink to try to get the Nutsie. Never even crossed my mind. But once again, it usually doesn't cross the mind of people who aren't sick. That's exactly what Darren Sharper is sick. Let me just calm down, man. Get on your knees and pray for the health and well-being of your daughters, man. If you got daughters, knock on wood, All right, so today, all right, so today we're going to talk about the top 5 dumbest, sickest athletes to do things that put them in jail of all time on the Doug Stewart Show. We'll take your calls, read your chat, and get in all of that stuff, man. That's what we're going to do today, man. On the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. System 5 Electronics is proud to offer my listeners in the Atlanta area the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for your busy lifestyle for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's just a few reasons to choose System 5. Not only is their monitoring station located here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this, you own your security alarm system once it's installed. Not only have they been around for almost 25 years, but their customer service is excellent. And you get direct access to the owner, Mr. Maceo Brown, to resolve any issues with your alarm system. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736. And make sure and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Yes. Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-file, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. If you're not Stewart, what the hell are you doing? This is the Doug Stewart Show. Tight to Death Tuesday. Top 5 dumbest / sickest things athletes have done to go to jail of all time. I don't think in honor of Darren Sharp are the right words. You know what I mean. Give me a call at 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. And jump on the chat line, man. I'm going to read a lot of your chat today, man, on Spreaker.com, as well as talking about these stories going on in the world of sports. This segment is brought to you by System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners in the Atlanta area the most affordable home security monitoring systems featuring smart solutions for your busy lifestyle. All right, these guys have been around for over 25 years right here in Atlanta. Their service goes down or in a radius as far south as Macon, Georgia. So great people. I use them for my alarm system in my house. So check them out at System5electronicsinc.com. Oh, yeah, and if you ever got a problem with your security alarm system, call up there and ask to speak to the owner. I mean, because we got a great relationship in the Doug Stewart Show and System 5. We're family, all right? We got a great relationship. If you've ever got a problem, ask to speak to the owner. His name is, what is it? Oh, I know what it is. It's Macy O'Brown. Yes, sir. Ask to speak to Macy O'Brown. And he'll take care of you. Yeah. All right, the number is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Darren Sharper, real sick Mickey Fickey in going to jail for 9 years. So I don't know how many years he'll actually end up doing. It's going to be real rough on him in there. Just like the great Wesley Snipes said to Albie Shore in New Jack City, pretty Mickey Fickey. Yeah, when he get up in there, they going to do field work with him. Yeah, they're going to do some real work for Darren Sharp up in the pen, and deservingly so. The number is 404-382-0338. Also, in the world of the NFL, the agent for Minnesota Viking running back Adrian Peterson said Monday that he doesn't think it's in Adrian's best interest to play in Minnesota this season. All right, now you know the whole story. Adrian Peterson had this charge of domestic abuse, child abuse with his son. And there were some things said in a big story. There were some things that were said and done in Minnesota concerning that entire story. One, Adrian Peterson feels like the Vikings management didn't stand by him and support him like they should have for the guy that has done so much for that organization, who was still claiming his innocence and felt that what he did was not wrong in whipping his kid. And 2, he has a big problem with the press there in Minnesota, seemingly, and he made a statement saying that when I was down, the press tried to dig up all this bad stuff on me in Minnesota when I was down, and that wasn't cool. And I totally get that, and I totally understand. And you can't really put yourself in his shoes because we don't know all the details and everything that was said, and the beat writer probably in that town, and the newspaper in that town, all media entities probably in that town probably were sideways trying to throw him under the bus. But you best believe that Adrian Peterson probably bookmarked everything that was said about him, written about him in that town for this particular reason. And doesn't want to play for Minnesota anymore, and I totally get that. And you do, man. When people talk about you and you find out about it, it's kind of like Mike Jones. You remember Mike Jones had that song? When I was down, you didn't want me, and now I'm on top. Y'all all up on me, or something to that degree. And when people talk about you when you're down, when you get back up, you don't forget it. You don't forget it. And so I totally understand where Adrian Peterson's coming from. I think, and it's been talked about a lot, I think that dude wants to play for the Dallas Cowboys. Grew up in Texas, south of Dallas, Texas, a little town called Palestine, Texas, and admittedly grew up a Dallas Cowboy fan. I don't know how it's going to work with the salary cap. I don't know if Jerry can even make it happen. I don't know if they have the money, the cap space to make it happen, but I think you can kind of tell. You remember last year, was it 2 years ago, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, where Adrian Peterson and Jerry Jones had this conversation about Adrian wanting to play for the Dallas Cowboys, which was kind of against the collective bargaining agreement as far as tampering. I don't know exactly what came of it, but yeah, that's always been out there. And he's older now. I think he's 30 years old. He's older now. He feels some type of way about the Minnesota Vikings and how they treated him. And why not go out bringing a Super Bowl to your childhood team in your home state? I mean, that would be a cool thing. I mean, let's just be honest. That'd be a very, very cool thing. So we'll see. We'll see exactly what happens with this story, man. But I definitely understand. When you think about, when you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, when you think about these types of situations, they kind of you can go several different ways with it or whatever, okay? You look at what happened with Ray Rice and Steve Bisciotti for the Baltimore Ravens, and how it seems like Baltimore tried to work with him, and then it kind of came back and bit him. Ray Rice in that entire situation with him and his girlfriend. And then you go back even further and talking about the Baltimore Ravens and Ray Lewis. And the Ravens stuck up for Ray Lewis in the media. And they've had a great relationship, a fantastic relationship. And a lot of people will say, and I'll say for the most part, that I think the team should stand up for the player until a resolution has been achieved. Or until a verdict, in this case talking about the courts, has culminated. And so I totally get it. I totally get where Adrian Peterson's coming from. It's personal. Like this thing right here and this conversation that you're having right now is more so personal than anything else in talking about his relationship with the team. What are your thoughts? 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, he brought this upon himself. He's the guy that did this, and I get that. I totally understand. But at the same time, when you do things wrong, you like to be given a second opportunity, and you like for people that know your heart and your character to believe in you. And, you put yourself in the shoes of this guy. This guy's giving his heart, soul, blood, sweat, and tears to the city of Minnesota. And the minute he's down, once again, he said this, the minute he's down, you kick him. You kick him, or if you're the organization, you don't support him. It'd be one thing if you thought the guy was a dirtbag, but that's not the case. We've heard about Adrian Peterson and the charitable things that he's done in the community, and just hearing the guy talk and seeing stories about him and his upbringing and his personality, I don't think Adrian Peterson's a bad dude. All right, and that's kind of where I stand on the whole thing about, the child abuse situation. I don't think Adrian Peterson was egregious in what he did to his son. He was probably wrong to the point where, for the fact that he went over the line, I totally get that. but I don't think he intended any harm, any egregious harm to his son. I think he was a father disciplining his kid, and it got out of hand. He went a little bit too far. I definitely understand that because I'm a kid. And if you're new to the show, I've talked about it many times. I grew up with whippings. I grew up with getting beatings. And I think that I'm a better person because of it. And a lot of people will agree with me on that. A lot of people won't. A lot of people didn't come up like that, so they don't even understand the mentality. They don't understand the whole thing. And that's fine. And but I personally don't think Adrian Peterson's a bad guy. I just don't believe that. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. I do birthdays as well and give shout-outs to you if you have a birthday. Just let me know in the chat room, and then I'll give you a shout-out in the chat room. I'd also celebrate celebrities, athletes' birthdays as well. So we'll do that in the next segment of today's show. Today's top 5 is the top 5 dumbest, sickest things athletes have done to go to jail for of all time. Coming in at number 5 on my list. And let me just say this from the beginning, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I got a fantastic, or not so fantastic. I got to be real careful because the subject isn't fantastic in any way, form, or fashion. But I got just as good an honorable mention list as I do a top 5. Okay, so just keep that in mind, and I'll roll out the honorable mention list a little bit later in today's show. But coming in at number 5 on my list for the top 5 dumbest, sickest things athletes have done to go to jail for of all time is Plaxico Burress. Yeah, and you know what Plaxico did. In the middle of his career, Plaxico Burress goes into a nightclub in New York, which they have these real staunch gun laws. He goes into a nightclub in New York with a gun, wearing sweatpants. First of all, that doesn't make any damn sense. Wearing sweatpants, and the gun falls out, shoots his own damn self. Okay, not only does he shoot his own damn self, but he goes to jail for a couple of years for shooting his own damn self in a nightclub in New York. He does. I mean, that's just so unbelievably dumb. One of the top wide receivers in the game. Just a fantastic player, a baller. Why would you have a gun on you, on your personal, and you have the money and the fame and the notoriety of Plaxico Burress? And this kind of ties into the whole conversation about DUI for me, and I've never understood it, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Why, when you have documented big bank, I guess the best way I can put it, why when you have documented big bank, add to it the fame, the notoriety, would you risk a DUI if you've been drinking? Why would you take a gun, a weapon, with you on your personal into a public place in New York where they have the most staunch gun laws in this country if you can easily pay for security? If you feel that threatened to the point where you need to carry your gun and act like a bootleg John Wayne, why would you just hire a bodyguard? Somebody licensed to do that. So that comes in at number 5 on my list, man. Just absolutely dumb. Just dumb. Now, there's another whole discussion about the gun laws because he had it registered, maybe in another state, on whether he should have gone to jail for as much time. But the act was super, and I mean super dumb. Why? And there's a common theme to my top 5. The common theme is that it was dumb and that it was unnecessary. That's kind of the biggest thread, is that they were dumb. They were dumb acts. And not only were they dumb acts, but the acts that they did were just so unnecessary. I mean, they weren't necessary at all. So that's kind of like, how I came up with my top 5 dumbest / sickest things athletes have gone to jail for of all time. All right, up next on the Doug Stewart Show, man. Money Mayweather and Pacquiao are going to get that money. They're going to get that money, man. And we'll kind of give you what it's looking like early as far as sales up next on the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. Keep it locked. What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers in compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you, so they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So, don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam.
The Doug Stewart Show.
The place where the real players play.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service.
The Doug Stewart Show.
That's a brand name. Like Pepsi, that's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
The Doug Stewart Show.
If you ain't stewing, what the hell are you doing? Yeah! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. and you're listening to The Doug Stewart Show. Thank you so much for joining your boy. The number is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. I think that you may not have heard me talking for the last 5 minutes. Yeah, I don't think you heard me talk for the last 5 minutes. So
Donate.
Yeah. But did I give the birthdays tree? Did they hear the birthdays? Or did I need to do that again?
Let's just start back at church.
What? Oh, you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, man. All right, so we had a little bit of difficulty just now with the microphone. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you for joining your boy. The number is 404-382-0338. I'm going to guess that you didn't hear any of the last 6 or 7 minutes. If that's the case, we're going to have to reverse and go back, all right? And these things happen in radio sometimes, and so we apologize. We're going to have to go back, and we're going to have to tell you about the birthdays as well as my some chat that I read where people gave some real good insight and thoughts about this whole Darren Sharper thing. So I apologize for that one more time. I definitely apologize for that. This is the Doug Stewart Show. And things like that kind of sort of happen every once in a while, but it's okay. It's okay. We're also talking about the top 5 dumbest / sickest things athletes have gone to jail for of all times. That's what we're doing today on the Doug Stewart Show. All right, so we're going to go to break early. We're going to come back, and we're going to redo everything that we just did that you probably didn't hear. And we'll continue to have fun, all right? Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the number one thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this. You own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736, or online at System5ElectronicsInc.com. That's System5ElectronicsInc.com.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
I'd been talking about red rice and frogmore stew. Another one on the list, on number 13 on this list, is peanuts taste better boiled. Yes. And as God is my witness, my wife did not know people boiled peanuts and ate them. She did not. My wife's from Ohio. And yes, boiled peanuts, if cooked right, are the bomb.
Sports talk. Straight, no chaser.
All right, so I got to clear something up. and I don't even know why anybody's mind would even work like this, but evidently it's becoming a topic of conversation. In the last segment, I was talking about boiled peanuts, okay, that come from out of the ground, not boiled peanuts. And so, evidently there's some talk in the chat room about Doug talking about boiled man parts. No, peanuts. I'm trying to say it as slow as I can. Peanuts, okay? what is it, P-E-A-N-U-T-S? Peanuts. No, man, not boiled peanuts. Come on, man. And I see Vern in here. Damn you, Vern. Ugh. Y'all know what the hell I was saying. This is the Doug Stewart Show. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedugstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. All right, let's take it from the top. We're going to take it from the top, man. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you so much for joining your boy. Tight to Death Tuesday. And the number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Have you signed up for DraftKings? If you haven't, go to DraftKings.com, man. Create you an account. And a little section where you put in your promotional code. Put in the promotional code STEW. That's STEW, and get down with this fantasy sports where you can get paid. I created the Doug Stewart Show Fantasy Basketball Challenge for tonight's action, so jump in that as well. So it's DraftKings.com, and put in the promotional code STEW. All right. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. Once again, apologize for the last segment, man. We got that down to that happens about once every 3 or 4 weeks. So we're doing great. We're doing great. But the number to the show is 404-382-0338. We're talking about the top 5 dumbest/sickest things athletes have gone to jail for of all time. Kind of like in honor, but not really, of Darren Sharper, as well as all the other little news stories in the world of sports. Adrian Peterson, Money Mayweather, and Manny Pacquiao. I got to talk about that in a second. Deflategate, we'll get into that. But let me quickly do these birthdays. Happy birthday to Chris Bosh, 31 years old today. Power forward for the Miami Heat. Peyton Manning's 39 years old today. Super Bowl MVP. He's got one Super Bowl. Where would I put Peyton Manning as far as my top quarterbacks of all time? Probably third or fourth. And, when you win a Super Bowl, you kind of get, catapulted into a new category because a lot of people will say Dan Marino's one of the best quarterbacks of all time. And that's true. And I think we talked about this on yesterday. But when you get one Super Bowl ring, it kind of puts you in a new category. And even though a lot of people feel like Peyton Manning should have more than one, he's got one, so he's not in the category with Dan Marino. He kind of gets elevated into the next category. There's a category of great quarterbacks with multiple Super Bowl wins, like Brady and Joe Montana. And then there's a category for great quarterbacks with only one Super Bowl win. And that's, a ton of quarterbacks, Peyton Manning included. And then you have great quarterbacks with no rings. And then that's your list for Dan Marino and Warren Moon and all of those fantastic guys. Aaron Brooks, 39 years old today. Solid career in the league. That's right. Solid career in the league for the New Orleans Saints. University of Virginia quarterback, 39 years old. He's young. He's younger than I thought, than I would have guessed. Wrestler, The Undertaker. Mark Calloway is 50 years old today, so happy birthday to all of those guys. Now, is The Undertaker, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, is The Undertaker, I'm looking at his little bio here. It says 4-time World Heavyweight Champion who became known for his gothic, undead persona after competing in the WCW in 1984. As a compliment to his WWE persona, the character Kane acted as his half-brother. Together they formed the Brothers of Destruction. So I guess it's two different guys. I always thought they were the same guy. Like, I always thought The Undertaker, because I stopped watching wrestling when it, went to the WWE, where that was the biggest network or show. And so I remember The Undertaker at WCW, but I had always thought that he had just the same guy went over to the WWE. And I guess that's not the case. They're talking about brothers, so I'm sure they had been seen in the same place at the same time. If you're a WWE fan, Kane fan, Undertaker fan, hit me in the chat and let me know what's the deal with that. And also another little side question. Has The Undertaker ever talked? Kind of like, mimes that aren't supposed to talk. And Tree, I'm glad you jumped on here.
Again, this.
Huh?
We're doing this again?
Well, I mean, the people need to know. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. If you're a new listener for the first time today, yesterday we had this huge conversation about mimes and mimes creeping you out. And the fact that this past weekend, me and Tree's church, Impact Church, which is fantastic. Shouts out to Impact Church. They had 2 mimes performing. And it kind of creeped me out. I mean, they were performing. I guess they were doing a routine or whatever, and they were pop locking and shabadooing and
a routine.
They were doing a routine. What's it called? What's it called when the mimes did their thing?
I mean, it's a worship experience. Did you see the video? Did you see?
But Tree. It was a routine. They practice it. They practice to do it just like they did it. It just didn't arbitrarily come up there and do what they did. That's technically a routine, right, Tree?
What I do know is that mime could sing.
Wait a minute.
He went in.
Wait a minute.
I told you that.
Not only did the mime break a mime law in talking, yeah, that's the other part of the story. The mime in a later service talked. He gave kind of like his testimony, which is creepy as hell. I'm glad I wasn't there to witness that.
He had cancer. Come on.
Well, it's a great story. It's a great story, but he broke a mime law, Tree. Mimes shouldn't talk. And then you add to the story that he actually sung? Oh, my God.
He sang for his very life, Douglas. You missed it.
Real creepy, Tree. Real creepy. Let me go ahead and read some of this chat here. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show from Scotty. Dude will get Michael Sammed in the Hooskow for sure. I guess he's talking about Darren Sharper. Bro McDowell. Sapp was able to rise through the ranks on the NFL Network because of Sharper's dismissal. Now Sapp's dismissal will cause some other cat to become headliners on the network. From Stagger Lee, Darren Sharper is a sick some of a snitch. Texas Tie, Sharper doesn't deserve to win anything, not even the prestigious BPA. Dude is sick. Yeah, and I guess people in the chat room are voting Darren Sharper for a BPA. I don't even know that we want to even associate our brand with Darren Sharper, even in a bad way. Because technically the BPA is a bad thing. It's not a good thing. What the BPA is it's an acronym for Boiled Peanuts Award. It's a long story if you're new to the show. But I don't even know if I won't even nominate this guy for the award. I think technically we should maybe, but I kind of understand what the person's saying in the chat about nominating him. From Rel Scott, put Suge and Darren Sharper in the same cell. When Suge passes out, well, you know the rest. Sharper ain't too bright. Drugging chicks who gonna give it to him for free. And that's the crazy part of the story. And I think maybe this is the point where we realize that we weren't on air. So if I'm repeating this, apologize. But that's the crazy thing about Darren Sharper. I mean, in effect, all right, the dude pretty much, I can say it. I'm confident in myself that I can say another dude had it going on. All right, dude had it going on. Dude played in the NFL for 14 years. Very good, not just a bench player or a second string or something like that. Darren Sharper was a good-ass player. All right, money, fame, on TV. Once again, a lot of ladies will say he was a nice-looking fella. And you drugging chicks. For most people, we'll just never be able to understand that. But like I said at the top of the show, he was sick. Or he is sick. From Stagger Lee, Kwame Kilpatrick played football at FAMU, so his dumbass qualified. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's right. Kwame Kilpatrick was the mayor of Detroit, born and bred Detroit native, and involved in a lot of scandal. He actually played offensive tackle, I believe, at FAMU, Florida A&M University, and obviously kicked out of the office as mayor of Detroit for a lot of impropriety, having some affair with a chick on his staff. And that shouldn't be, anything big enough to get you fired from, being the mayor of a city. But he continued to lie about it under oath, and that's really the nuts and bolts of that whole story. Texas Tide, Sharper will be dropping something in lockup. William Mack, I got a daughter and a Glock. Yeah, man, chuck down Frank. Hell no, Doug. You didn't have to take the Nucien State. They gave it up freely. Yeah, we just talking about it. They give it up freely, man. Knock on wood. They give it up freely. Thanks goodness for SC State homecomings. Yeah. William Warden, thanks. That takes the fun out of Nucci if she's unconscious. Yeah, I don't get that. And I'm pretty sure this is where we jumped into conversation about where we realized we weren't on air. But Tree talked about it. Like what Darren Sharper has admitted to doing, you got to remember that he's admitted to this at this point, is the cousin of necrophilia. Okay, when in fact you like to have sex with dead people. I mean, that's really sick. Like, it really takes the fun out of it if the chick is passed out, knocked out. I mean, I don't know. I've never been or had relations with a chick that's just unconscious. And from what I understand, man, that's what these Mickeys do. What do they call them these days? They call them, and they've had songs about it. And these rappers make songs about it. This stuff that they put into the drinks.
Is it Molly?
Molly! Yes! Mm-hmm. Yes, Molly. Boo, Molly. And it's like pop culture. And it's like a popular thing for the youngins to put a Molly in a chick's drink and render her, in effect, useless. I don't get it, man. Some things I'll never get. Sagging pants and Mollies. I'll never understand it. Maybe I'm getting old. Scotty, dude had some major insecurities to have to drug women and take the Nucci. Just don't understand how someone could do that. Stagger Lee, once again, the great Stagger Lee. Shouts out to you, Stagger Lee. Didn't Anika do the same thing on Empire to the white chick? Yeah. That's exactly what she did. Not the same results. I don't think, because the white chick, what's her name? And what's her name? Courtney Love. I don't know her name on the show on Empire. She, in effect, just started talking silly, like she was delirious. Miss Mocabella Doug. It's sad, but Darren Sharper knew what he was doing, and he thought by taking it, these women would not do anything about it just because he was a football player. Rape is rape. I obviously agree with that. William Mack, my top 5. Ooh, Najee Davenport for breaking his old lady's dorm room to take a dump in her laundry. What was that all about? Darren Sharper, number 4. Tanya Harding, number 3. Number 2, O.J. Simpson. And number 1, Ray Caruth. So that's a good segue. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. That's a good segue for me to give you my number 4 athlete. Dumbest, sickest things athletes have gone to jail for of all time. Coming in at number 4 on my list is O.J. Simpson. Now, remember, this isn't LJ on my list and getting this this award per se because of the murders, Ron Goldman and Nicole Simpson. He's getting this because the dumbass had beat the rap, was out on the streets, he was free, and decided to bring attention to his dumbass by stealing his own stuff. Now, I understand it's personal. They stole your stuff, so you want to get your stuff back. There shouldn't be any harm in that. But you knew there was some harm in it. And for that, O.J. Simpson gets on my list, man. I mean, just unbelievably dumb. I mean, the last thing you would want to do if you O.J. Simpson is to break any law, is to put yourself in any position where the police going to come around snooping. But oh no, not O.J. He had to wrestle or rustle. He had to rustle up his little posse, kick in somebody's door, and steal his damn Heisman Trophy back. Man, damn that Heisman Trophy. Come on, OJ. You can't be that stupid, but I guess technically he was. Yeah. All right, when we get back from the break, man, hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show. I'll read more of your chat. We'll talk about this top 5 more And we'll talk a little bit about the Patriots Deflategate. And we got to talk Pacquiao and Mayweather. We got a lot of stuff to get into. Don't go away. Just stay right there. First of all, thank you for listening to The Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on The Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there. All right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes!
The Doug Stewart Show.
The place where the real players play.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service.
The Doug Stewart Show.
That's a brand name. Like Pepsi, that's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
The Doug Stewart Show.
You ain't stewing. What the hell are you doing? Yeah! This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the number one thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta, where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this. You own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736, or online at System5electronicsinc.com. That's System5electronicsinc.com. The world's heavyweight champion of sports talk radio. This is the Doug Stewart Show. And it's a tight to death Tuesday. Reading a lot of your chat, man. Talking about Darren Sharper, his sick ass. And also giving you, speaking of sick, the top 5 dumbest / sickest things athletes have gone to jail for of all time. Right now on my list, number 5 is Plaxico Burress. Number 4 is O.J. Simpson. And I'll tell you number 3 in a second. And don't forget, man, I got a great, or not so great, this is a very tricky subject, honorable mention list as well. So I see a lot of people putting some names that definitely apply to the conversation to the top 5. But the guys I got on my list got a couple of things in common. They were very stupid. They were unnecessary. And also looking at my list right now, the guys on my list, they did hard time. Like, they did a couple of years at least in jail. And so those are the guys that made my list. The number is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. The live gate for the joint Showtime HBO pay-per-view fight on May 2nd at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas will generate, oh my gosh, sit back and listen to this. Just for ticket sales. This is unbelievable, man. This is unbelievable. And this is why Floyd had to, in effect, just bury the axe with Bob Arum and how he, just feels so much disdain towards that dude. They're going to generate a staggering $74 million from the sale of 15,000 tickets. Did you hear what I just said? They got 15,000 tickets, and from ticket sales alone, they're going to generate $74 million. Yes, sir. Wow. Whoa. Yeah. Speaking of wrestlers, who was that, the Sheepherders? Wow. $74 million. That's more than 3.5 times the gate record of $20 million generated by ticket sales for Mayweather's junior middleweight unification fight against Canelo Alvarez, also at the MGM Grand. Man, so yeah, once again, man, I guess Floyd figured, man, Pacquiao's brand is probably going down a little bit, and there'll probably be no other time, or this is the last time that I'll be able to make this money on a fight. And so that, coupled with the fact that he really had to swallow his pride with the whole Bob Arum thing and just say, man, I'm going to make over $100 million. I mean, freak it. Let Bob Arum get his little cut from Pacquiao or whatever. I really don't want to put any money in his pocket. I totally get that. This is Doug Stewart talking. I totally get that. But $100 million in the biggest fight in boxing history is, I mean, you can't just ignore that. You can't ignore that, man. So the fight is going down, and I can't wait. Yes, sir. March. This is March. Then we got April. Then we got so we're about a month and 2 weeks away. March 2nd, a month and a week. Yeah, we're about 5-6 weeks out right now. For May 2nd, man, Mayweather and Pacquiao, I cannot wait. I think Floyd is going to dominate. Once again, for new people to the show, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, I think Floyd's going to dominate. I think after the 5th or 6th round, Pacquiao's basically going to be his punching bag. I think Floyd's going to win this fight. I think Floyd, let me say one thing about this fight. For the record, once again, I've said this, I think, but I think it bears me saying again. If there's ever an opportunity, if Floyd has any opportunity, I guess is the best way to say it, to knock Manny Pacquiao out, he needs to take it. Because it can't go a distance, and Pacquiao had a good showing, where he got off some good shots, maybe even dazed Floyd. Floyd needs to win this fight decisively. He does. I mean, it's just not. Because boxing, and there's hate for Floyd Mayweather, whether it's conscious or subconscious by the judges. And boxing's just dirty and grimy like that. It just is. So Floyd, he can't go out there and just feel like he's got a lead and just box, and use his jab and stay away. No. He needs to erase all doubt about who's the winner of this fight, or he's going to get robbed. It's as simple as that. I'm telling you right now, you can bookmark it, mark today's show, today's date, March 24th, 2015. If the fight isn't clearly won by Floyd Mayweather, they're going to rob his ass. Blind. They are. Yeah. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. More chat. William Wharton, I'm nominating Dame Dash for a BPA this week. I disagree. I really like Dame Dash's his swag. I like his swag. I like the fact that he's a guy that's made big moves. Once again, I'm a guy that really respects hustlers. And Dame Dash and Bill and Rockefeller Records and all of the moves that he's made, and all this ties into the interview that he did with the Breakfast Club in New York, where he basically just went ham. Now, one thing I will say about that interview, and maybe you could give him a BPA nominee, I'm just going to tell you right now, I would never allow a guest to handle me the way that he handled them dudes in that studio. No way. And I don't know if Dame Dash rolled like that, like, I don't know, maybe Suge Knight or something like that. But Dame Dash was clowning them folks, man, on their own damn show. We have never allowed a guest to get on the offensive, to get aggressive with the Two Live Stews ever. And it won't happen here with the Doug Stewart Show. I was just sitting there tripping like, check this man. And Charlemagne tried to check him a couple of times, but it wasn't forceful enough. I really think that interview probably should have been stopped midway. He should have got up and left, or they should have challenged him to the point where he had to get up and leave. If you saw the interview, man, he was clowning them in there, man, and challenging them. The dude, I can't remember his name, the guy that runs Point, I think his name is something Yee or whatever. No disrespect to these guys. I think I would have handled it totally different. Matter of fact, I know I would have handled it totally different. Like, dude, you need to calm the F down. This is our show. You're just not going to come on here and take over the damn show. He took over the damn show. He was asking them questions. I thought that was weird. Tree, jump on for a second, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show.
Your boy had a lot to say, though, on another show that I heard him talking about the interview. He was wrong for saying that. And so I'm finding it hard to believe that he didn't, assert himself. That's his house. So
it's his house. It's his house. When we first came in radio, our program director, Matt Edgar, fantastic guy. Shouts out to you, Matt Edgar, if you're listening. He always said, this is your house. So whether it was a guest coming in, whether it was a producer, whether it was anybody else, during the hours that we did our show, it was our house. It was our show. Like, our rules were the only rules that mattered. And Dame Dash just took over that interview. Blatantly. And Charlemagne, I love him, obviously, and for people that don't know, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, Charlemagne is actually from my hometown. So I actually know him. I don't really, really, really know him because he's much younger than me. But we've talked before. I know him. Obviously very proud of him. But I was shocked that Charlemagne let him go off like that because Charlemagne is very outspoken. The guy's been on Larry King. He's been on the Tonight Show. He's pretty big in this industry. But we're actually from the same little hometown. I was shocked that he let Dame Dash just clown them like that. I thought that was real crazy. From Detroit, Matt. What is the former Atlanta Hawk that shot or was shooting at the pregnant chick? Ooh, I remember that story. I don't remember the name right now as well, though. Stagger Lee. Plaxico Burress shot himself. Dumbass. Jersey Vern. Stanley Wilson. Smoking the pipe before the Super Bowl game and never showing up. Yeah, that was pretty bad. I remember that as well. Miss Mocha Bella. Michael Vick and Plaxico Burress should be on the list. Stay tuned. William Wharton. Remember when Nate Newton got caught with a van full of weed like 1,000 pounds? Yeah, that was pretty bad. What about Josh Gordon's dumbass? Definitely an honorable mention. Coach Bill Rawls, the dumbest of all time, is OJ for taking his own stuff back to let you know them folks make all the rules. Stagger Lee, Mike Vick for fighting dogs. Warren Sapp is definitely on the list. Cedric Galloway, Ray Caruth, OJ, Jason Williams, Darren Sharper, Aaron Hernandez. That's a pretty damn good list right there. Speaking of Aaron Hernandez, he might come up on my list as well. So some great chat, man. Thank y'all for all the chat being totally interactive on the Doug Stewart Show. All right, when we get back from the break, man, talk a little bit about Deflategate. All right, some new stuff on that story. All right, so stay tuned. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. First of all, thank you for listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on the Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there. All right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes! What is is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers and compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you, so they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So, don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
So, I'm probably 6. So, Jesse Bryant rolls by, and I remember it like it was yesterday. He rolls by in his truck, and for some reason, something in my mind says, pick up a rock and throw it at Jesse. And I hit his truck. And not only did I hit his truck, it was a damn good throw and aim because it hit his windshield and it cracked his windshield. So he stops and jumps out of the truck. I don't think anybody saw me, but he jumps out and, Isaac, so your grandson hit my truck with a rock. They had a little conversation. I'm like, oh man, this is bad. And sure enough, my grandfather walks up and sees this nick on the windshield. And Jesse rolls away, and I know I'm in trouble. My daddy not around, my mother not around, and my grandfather reaches down, and this is God is my witness. Strike me down right here. My grandfather reaches down and pulls off a branch from a rose bush. Yes, just drags his arm and pulls off the leaves. Thorns are still applied to said switch. You get your ass whooped with a switch is bad enough, but a thorny switch? Oh my gosh. So he commences to busting my ass with a thorny switch. Yes. And you know I was marked up from head to toe. Now, that's probably child abuse. Not saying that what Adrian Peterson didn't do was child abuse either, but that was child abuse. That's a deadly weapon. And this is no lie. You're listening to The Doug Stewart Show.
Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Tight to Death Tuesday. Thank you for joining your boy. The number is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. I got to read a lot of your chat here, man. It's a ton of chat in the chat room, and I really do appreciate all of the chat. Y'all kind of, I said it at the top of the show, but the listeners, they really help make this show, man. I mean, you're kind of like my wingmen, co-pilot, wing ladies, all of the Stewies, man. Shouts out to all of the Stewies. Stewies, do me a favor, man, and pass the word. Tell at least one person about the Doug Stewart Show. You know, the most interactive, the most fun, the most unfiltered, realest, treeless sports talk show in America right here, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the DougStewartShow.com, on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. From Clee Otis 72, Sharp is going to do Fed time, so he will most likely do all his years. He probably won't need to watch his back, though. Kicking it with Kissy. Punishment as we received it in our youth. Sharped us for who we are today. It may have been overboard, but we made it out and are appreciative of it. Yeah, most people I know, and going back to the Adrian Peterson conversation, most people, you know, at the time, man, you definitely didn't like it. And, you know, your mama and daddy, once upon a time or once every once in a while, they'd say, you know, This is hurting me more than it's hurting you. And I used to say that's a damn lie. But I kind of understand what they're saying after the fact. I do. And you can imagine Adrian Peterson's kids, man, they probably get everything that they want. And Adrian Peterson grew up a different way, and he feels some type of way of just, letting these kids just do what they want. I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but I'm kind of giving you a different perspective on that whole thing, man, if you didn't grow up with whoopings. Miss Mocha Bella, O.J. Simpson, number 1, 2, Michael Vick, 3, Mike Tyson, 4, Darren Sharper, 5, Nate Newton. I can tell you right now, man, I don't have Tyson on my list because, and I definitely know what you're talking about, is throwing it all away and taking some Newtsy allegedly at the height of his career and going to jail for that. Mike Tyson vehemently denies raping, what was her name? And I can't remember the young lady's name right now. I apologize for that. But Mike Tyson vehemently denies that. Circumstances surrounding the whole thing, the background of the whole entire story. I don't know. I don't want to say I don't believe that he did it because obviously there's some proof to say it says that he did. That's just one of those stories or one of those athletes and talking about this conversation that I won't put on my list because of the details about the entire story. And I mean, I guess technically I could put him on my list. Mike Tyson denies it. Remember, one of the things and one of the variables on how I came up with my list is very stupid, and they didn't have to do it. And, Mike Tyson says that it was consensual sex. So it kind of pollutes the whole conversation when you talk about that. From Big Chief, number 5, Chad Johnson headbutted his wife after 1 week. Mike Vick for some dogs. OJ and the gang for going to get his stuff back. Ray Rice for the left hook from hell with an assist from the elevator rail. And Ray Caruth just needs to be in jail, period. Ray Caruth is about to get out of jail. I think that his date, and researching some of this stuff today, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, his date to get out is 2018. So that's a couple more years away. And you know how it works. Sometimes they'll take off a year, a couple years for good behavior or whatever. So Ray Caruth about to hit them streets. I think we might talk about Ray Caruth a little bit later on today's show at some point. Number 3 on my list is Darren Sharper, the guy responsible for this conversation today. Really no details or need to go into detail about all of that, again, because I have all day long. But Darren Sharper makes number 3 on my list for the obvious reasons. It's just so unnecessary. You ain't have to drug no chick. You could probably get just about every chick you want based on your resume. Based on your resume, I mean, you don't have to take it from nobody. So what that says is you're sick and it's very, very dumb. And I almost thought about not even putting him on the list because I think he has a sickness, and a sickness is kind of a different category as somebody doing something dumb and stupid. But because this whole thing and this conversation is based on him and his actions, I felt that I had to put him on the list. So Darren Sharper comes in at number 3 on my list of the top 5 dumbest / sickest. Oh, that's why I put sickest on. That's why I put / sickest on the question, because I needed to find a way to put and include Darren Sharper. So yeah, I'm smarter than I think sometimes. The top 5 dumbest / sickest things athletes have gone to jail for of all times. All right, more of your chat, and you can hit me on the chat at Spreaker.com. Hey, when you go to Spreaker, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, when you go to Spreaker, download the Spreaker app, follow the show, okay, and then jump in the chat. So that's 3 things. Download the app on your phone, the Spreaker app, follow the show, and then jump in the chat. And also, when you get a second, I know I asked y'all to do a lot, man, but this is guerrilla marketing. This is what we have to do when we don't have a big-time, puppet factory budget, okay? So, I need your help on them streets. Also, I need you to download the Doug Stewart Show app from your app store. Okay, download the Doug Stewart Show app from your app store, iTunes, Android, Apple phones, or whatever. We're all over the place. Download it. And also, when you get a chance as well, and maybe this is overload, like the show and give me a good rating on iTunes. I really would appreciate it. From Harold Archie. Whoa, a mime singing? And he put a couple of question marks behind it. Yeah, it was the strangest thing, man. If you didn't listen to yesterday's show, go back and check it out. Go back and check out all of the shows. We've done over 100 shows. A couple of days ago was our 6-month anniversary. So trust me, I mean, great times, a lot of fun on this show, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So go back and listen to some of the past shows, and when you get a chance, when you're not doing anything, and chuckle and laugh at the Doug Stewart Show. Rel Scott, no, the mimes again. No, Terrence, maybe the power of God compelled the mime to talk and sing. That's true. That's true. And I'm having a lot of fun with the whole mime thing in church, but I told the story yesterday. My wife actually was crying. Now, my wife cries over any damn thing. But it actually brought her to tears this weekend, and it was real cool, the story they told. And at the very end, it kind of culminated with one of the mimes carrying the other mime on his back like a cross, like Jesus on the cross. And so that was pretty deep. But it was, it's still kind of creepy to me. But yeah, it was probably the spirit moving the mime to break character.
Oh, God.
It probably was the Spirit of God that made the mime do something that's never been done in the history of mimedom.
Do you think we can get a therapist on because I was really surprised yesterday when I put the video up. There are a lot of people like you that are fearful of mimes and clowns, and I think that find some help.
I'm going into my little Larry David here.
Oh, I'm going to be Cheryl.
Mimes, they're kind of like related to clowns. They're both real creepy.
Douglas, no.
They are. Mimes and clowns are creepy. And I think the thing that ties them together is they don't talk. They're very animated. But they don't talk. Okay? In a society where we talk. We talk in this society. And for you not to talk and to be so animated is kind of creepy. I think that's the tie that binds the two together, mimes and clowns. You said you don't like clowns, Tree. Jump back on for a second.
I didn't like the clown on American Horror Story.
Oh, he was
just ridiculous.
Right. I mean, with
but
shark
you're scared
teeth
of anything that is maybe not of this world, or you can't figure out.
Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do horror well. I don't go to horror movies. I don't do clowns. I don't do American horror clowns. Like that clown on American Horror had like shark teeth. I mean, that was scary. And then he didn't talk. The same thing. He didn't talk either. So I'm not down with clowns or mimes, even if they pop lock. Right. Like was the mime pop locking? Was that supposed to try to kind of like reduce the effect of the creepiness?
It's trying to like get with the times, like make it more.
Yeah.
There's a lot of young people there.
Yeah, sure, Tree, sure. From who we got? William Mack. Yeah, Undertaker talks. Oh, I didn't know that. I did not know the Undertaker talks. He changed his gimmick at one point and was more of a biker, but switched it back after a year to the gothic look. Okay. So we're talking about the history of the Undertaker I brought up a little bit earlier, and the fact that I didn't know if he actually talked. When he used to be on WCW, he didn't talk. And I wasn't sure on whether he went to the WWE, he started talking or what. But he definitely didn't say a damn word when he was on the WCW. I mean, he was dead. He couldn't talk. And he stuck to character, man. So evidently he broke character when he got to WWE. And that's why I don't like the WWE. That's why I don't like the ass. All right, up next on the Doug Stewart Show, man. We're going to talk a little bit about Deflategate. Still reading your thoughts on all the other sports stories that I've talked about today. Anything going on in the world of sports and beyond. That's what we do on the Doug Stewart Show. So we'll do that. I'll give you number 2 on my list of top 5 dumbest / sickest things athletes have gone to jail for of all times. Up next on the Doug Stewart Show. Keep it right there. Don't go away. Stay. Stop. Don't move. Stop it, bruh. System 5 Electronics is proud to offer my listeners in the Atlanta area the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for your busy lifestyle for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's just a few reasons to choose System 5. Not only is their monitoring station located here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this, you own your security alarm system once it's installed. Not only have they been around for almost 25 years, but their customer service is excellent. And you get direct access to the owner, Mr. Maceo Brown, to resolve any issues with your alarm system. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736. And make sure and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Yes! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com, America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got you back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. If you're not stewing, what the hell are you doing? This is the Doug Stewart Show. What do we got here? Today's date, March 24th, 2015. Tight to Death Tuesday. Top 5 dumbest / sickest things athletes have gone to jail for of all time. Number 5 on my list was Plaxico Burress. Number 4, O.J. Simpson. Number 3, Darren Sharper. And number 2, and it's really a coin toss between number 1 and number 2. Well, number 1 is definitely deserving of the number 1 spot. But coming in at number 2, I was going to say a personal favorite, but a personal worst of mine is none other than Mike Fick fighting dogs. And once again, one of the variables I used in coming up with my list of top 5 dumbest, sickest things athletes have gone to jail for of all time is, was it even necessary? I mean, was it even necessary? Yeah, and we've been over this stuff so many times. I hate to even bring up Mike Vick's name. It's a very sore subject in this city, very, very polarizing, and you really can't win at all talking about Mike Vick. We've come to learn over the years, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. But just silly, just stupid. I mean, just stupid. You're on top of the world. I mean, MV7, the Mike Vick experience. I mean, you own the city of Atlanta. At the same time, though, people are waiting for you to mess up, and you give them the ammunition. You just give them the ammunition, and you fighting some damn dogs. Not only are you fighting some damn dogs, okay? Not only are you fighting some damn dogs, but you're kind of like running a dog fighting business or something like that. And then you're killing dogs as well. The dogs don't perform well, and you kill the damn dogs. I mean, and you just signed a $100 million contract. I mean, it's so unbelievably asinine. I mean, when you look back at it and you think about it, even at the time, I remember us saying, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, even at the time, I remember us saying, this is like the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. When you factor in everything, all the things I just talked about. Like, I can't even imagine, and I guess it's all about your upbringing. And I'm sitting here, I wish you could see me. I got my hands on my face like your grandmama do when it's like her head's hurting her. My head's hurting right now. I can't even imagine on my off day getting on a plane to shoot back to Virginia, to his hometown or wherever it was they were doing this at, if specifically for the purpose of attending a dogfighting match or whatever it's called. Like, I'm trying to think what was going through Mike Vick's mind when he was sitting on the plane for this 1.5, 2-hour flight. Did it never, like, dance across his mind? Hey, man, this is pretty damn stupid what you're doing right now. This is pretty damn stupid. Now, in his mind, I'm sure, and we've talked about this before, I'm sure in his mind, he didn't realize that he could do the time that he did and lose the money that he did and that it would be as big of a story. And he was wrong about that it ultimately became to be. So maybe that's it. And I guess when you're dumb and when you do sick things, because this actually applies, sick and dumb, for this whole Mike Vick story, I guess you don't think rationally. Once again, you don't think rationally. You don't think rationally. But I think the rational person, me in particular, in thinking about this whole thing, is at some point, even in an unrational guy, or irrational guy is the way you should, that word is, that at some point it came, to him, or should have, once again, danced across his mind, that I probably, in my position and my status in life, shouldn't be doing this. This is really, really dumb. I'll let Marcus run the damn business. I'll pass the business off to Marcus, or my nephew Pookie, or my cousin down the street. I'll let them run the business. I don't need to be doing this. I'm Mike freaking Vick. But evidently, man, that never came into his mind. So he comes in at number 2 on my list of unbelievably dumb, sick things athletes have gone to jail for of all times. And it's still a head scratcher today, many, many years after the fact. When did he go in? He went in like 2007, 2006 or something like that. Hadn't played for the Falcons since 2009. Just unbelievably dumb. So he comes in at number 2 on my list. New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft declared Monday that, quote, I know that there is no smoking gun that could prove the Super Bowl champions used undeflated footballs during the first half of the AFC Championship game in January against the Indianapolis Colts. He says, I like to worry about things I can control, he told reporters, and quoted by the USA Today. And we haven't heard anything about Deflategate since the Super Bowl. I mean, really nothing. Is the investigation still going on? Because something happened. The balls didn't deflate themselves. We'll see what happens, man. And I hope that the media is doing their job whenever there's a press conference, whenever there's Robert Kraft or any member or high-ranking official for the New England Patriots is behind a microphone. You got to continue to ask the question, what's the latest on Deflategate? I don't want this just to be swept under the rug and we forget about it and there's never mention about it again, or there's some type of decision made and it's held between them and the team and the organization and it never really gets out. I don't want that to happen. There needs to be some transparency to this story because somebody's lying, damn it. And I believe that Bill Belichick and I believe that Tom Brady knew what the hell was going on. I don't believe that this just started this year. This just happened in that one game. I believe they've been doing this for a long, long time. You know why? Because I'm not stupid, okay? And I don't know if it'll ever be found out or if you ever be able to prove it because, once again, this isn't something that can result in somebody going to jail. I don't know if you can actually get it out of the person responsible or somebody that knows what happens. i.e. a ball boy or a management guy, equipment guy or anything like that. So I don't know what's ever going to ultimately come out, but I want to make sure, I want to believe that the NFL is trying to prove this story true or false. And I don't know if that's actually going to happen. Also, one other quick shout-out, man, to Ron Hunter, the head coach. Well, I'm thinking about it right now. The head coach of Georgia State basketball. He said in an article, I believe with Jeff Schultz in the AJC, that, or actually it was Mark Bradley, that he's content and he's fine on staying at Georgia State. Now, fantastic job this year in the NCAA playoffs, the upset of Baylor. Great coach, been coaching a very long time, makes $425,000 a year. Because they made it to the tournament, he's going to get bumped another $75,000. He's going to be making $500,000 next year. And whenever you win at a mid-major school, the conversation's ultimately, inevitably going to be, is he going to get a job offer from a bigger school and make more money? And that's going to happen. He says that he's happy at Georgia State. But he would also be happy. At a bigger, profile school, making 2-3 times what he's making right now at Georgia State. So that's what he has to say as a coach, and we're going to try to get him on the show very soon here. That's what he has to say as a coach. But don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you hear about Coach Ron Hunter leaving to take a bigger job for more money somewhere else. And if he does, I mean, he hasn't lied. He hadn't done a Nick Saban or anything like that, Right now, he's just saying that he's happy. So congratulations to Coach Hunter. Man, today is one of those days, and we kind of wasted a damn segment in, not reading the chat. A lot of great chat today, man. So I'm going to read a lot of chat, as much chat as I can get to when we get back from the break. And then I'm also going to give you number one on my list of top 5 dumbest/sickest things athletes have gone to jail for of all times, all right? So don't go away. Keep it locked to the Doug Stewart Show. What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers and compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years' experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you, so they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So, don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam.
The Doug Stewart Show.
The place where the real players play.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service.
The Doug Stewart Show.
That's a brand name. Like Pepsi, that's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
The Doug Stewart Show.
If you ain't stewing, what the hell are you doing? Yeah! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, guy talk show in America. Still got time to give me a call at 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougshow.com. The easy way, though, is the chat on Spreaker.com. I'm going to read chat here. Well, let me go ahead and give you the number one guy on my list as far as the top 5 dumbest/sickest things athletes have gone to jail for of all time. Number 1 is Ray Caruth, for obvious reasons. I mean, the man in effect, Ray Caruth, in effect, former wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers, the man in effect got his girlfriend killed, his pregnant girlfriend killed, hired a hitman to kill his girlfriend, in effect, because he didn't want to pay child support. I mean, that's really what it all boils down to. Now, you don't know the backstory, you don't know this, that, and the other, but there's no backstory that could validate a man having his pregnant girlfriend shot and killed, jeopardizing the baby's life, and I'm pretty sure he probably wanted the guy to kill the child as well. There's no validation that you can come up with. Went to jail for many, many years, still in jail right now, won't get out until 2018. Was a very solid player in the NFL for the Carolina Panthers. Once again, the thing that ties all of these guys together is the things that they did to go to jail for. There was no reason. There was no explanation. Like, they didn't even have to do it. It's so unnecessary. Dude, just pay the child support. Just pay the freaking child support. You know how many dudes have had to pay child support in the history of the world? I mean, your boy paid child support for 18 years. And yes, it's a struggle. And yes, you feel some type of way about it. But at the end of the day, just unbelievably dumb, man. So Ray Caruth comes in at number 1 on my list of top 5 dumbest/sickest things athletes have gone to jail for of all times. Let me go ahead and grab a call. Caller, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
Doug Stewart, what's happening?
What up, T from Huntsville? What's up, baby?
Man, enjoying the 52 hours on radio as always, sir. I wanted to slide in on these top 5 dumbass and/or stupid-ass and/or sick-ass athletes in the history of sports.
Okay.
All right, and again, sir, this is my list.
This is T's list.
This is my list. And the theme for my list, I guess, would be these are heinous acts.
Right.
Stupid acts that didn't necessarily get a lot of press. Okay, some of them did. At number 5, Pete Rose, just because at the end of the day, they didn't, from what I understand, they didn't want to put him in jail. If he just would have admitted what he did and, took his little kudos for, what he did, he would have never went to jail for it. He probably would have got probation. He'd probably be in the hall by now. So just for being stupid and lying, I got Pete Rose at number 5. Ryan Leaf at number 4, because he ended up, kind of making a comeback after his crappy career. He went to be a coach, but he was a pillhead. And he ended up, I think, stealing some pills from a teammate and doing something, and I'm going to jail for that. So I got Ryan Leaf at number 4 for that, because that's kind of crappy. This cat, you probably don't even remember. His name was Tommy Kane. He used to be a receiver for Seattle, I think, like in the late 90s.
Okay.
He stabbed his wife to death. And again, this is something that didn't get much press. He stabbed his wife to death, and he's in jail right now still, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Number 2 is Oscar Pistorius. This is a rich-ass dude. Now, he didn't have any legs, and he did do the track thing. He made some accomplishments. But this guy's rich. I mean, super rich. He has money. He had a history of being violent. He had a history of loving guns. And he shot his girlfriend through a bathroom door and claimed that it was robbers that did it. Now, this got press, but, he's in jail now, but it's still kind of, for what it is, it got kind of quiet. It didn't get enough, it didn't get the press that damn dog killing did.
Right.
And for me, number 1 is Mike McQuarrie, the ex-quarterback for Penn State who witnessed Sandusky raping a kid in the shower and did nothing. He did nothing.
Yeah.
Now, he didn't go to jail, man, but I'm sorry. He has to be my number 1 because that's egregious and nothing happened. I think after the fact he said he was molested or something like that, to me, that seemed like you should go in there and try to kill the dude. One
thing I definitely agree with you on, man, is Mike McQuarrie. In that whole Jerry Sandusky story, man, somehow people conveniently forgot that Mike McQuarrie allegedly saw what was going on, him having sex with a boy in the shower, and did nothing. And did nothing. And, people just conveniently forget that because Mike McQuarrie was this good guy and he was caught in a bad position. He wasn't caught in a bad position. That was a position that was very obvious what he should have done.
Yeah, and that broke somebody's damn jaw. Killed him in the shower.
Yeah.
The kid's going to be traumatized. He could have been traumatized from watching that dude die in the shower. I mean, that's why I listen. I know one of those things was a little iffy, but I throw that on out there, man.
Appreciate
it. Just like the relevance of that punk-ass station, the White Ball, the 2 Loud Stews, I'm going.
I appreciate the call, man. T called from Huntsville. Appreciate the call, T. My honorable mention, Jason Williams. You know what Jason Williams did? He shot the limousine driver playing around. Nate Newton for the van full of weed. Talked about that. Maurice Claret for the crazy shenanigans with the gun and the what was it? What kind of vodka was it? I can't remember what kind of vodka he was running around all crazy with. Jerry Sandusky. Jerry Sandusky wasn't an athlete, but he just gets an honorable mention for the same things that we just talked about with T. Joseph Randall for stealing draws in Cologne. The Dallas Cowboy running back. That's just silly. And this one is still pending. Shouts out to my chapter bro for this one, man. That reminded me about this one. But still pending is Aaron Hernandez, man. And Aaron Hernandez, he might catapult himself to the very top of this thing because all the other guys, they did stupid things and gunplay might have been involved with Ray Caruth and Plaxico Burress. Plaxico shot his own damn self. Ray Caruth had somebody do it. But Aaron Hernandez was in effect some type of undercover Dexter / serial killer, murderer himself. He just received a big ass contract and he's going out personally shooting people to death. So he gets a still pending honorable mention, man. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. From Vince Wright, Manny can't just follow Floyd. He must hurt him early. Leon, I agree, Doug. If Manny wins 6 rounds, which would be a draw, they will give it to Manny. Harvey Scott, 8th round to TKO Mayweather. I'm going to keep saying it, Stu. I would really want to see if Floyd really needed a TKO or knockout, he needs to do it in this fight. And it's not like Manny Pacquiao hadn't hit the turf or the canvas. Manny Pacquiao's been going down lately. Okay, so it's possible. It's definitely possible. Jungle Brothers, Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby will have to break into Pacquiao's dressing room to hypnotize him to make this an even match. Real people music. The best part of the story is he thinks he's killing it. I feel bad for his lady if he's that out of touch. The best part of the story is he thinks he's killing it. I feel bad for his lady if he's that out of touch. I'm not exactly sure what he's referring to. Gary joined a boo-boo bump, you Floyd, and you dumb daddy, and your dumb daddy. Oh, all right, you got to talk about Floyd Mayweather Sr. I mean, he's having a tough time. From Real People Music, that's the only problem I have with Charlemagne. He is closed-lip on people he is scared of. He goes in on folks he does not have any admiration for, but that's how we all do. And once again, I'm probably biased. I don't want to be too critical of Charlemagne. Because he is, once again, I have ties to him. But, yeah, very shocking how they let Dame Dash come in and just take over the damn interview. And just, and the guy's name, and I'm sorry I didn't look it up. I forgot to look it up during the break. But the point guy, the guy that does the most talking, sets up the show on the show. He's his last name isn't Yee. The young lady's last name is Yee. I can't remember the guy's name. But yeah. Dame Dash came at him hard, like questioned his manhood. The fact that he worked a job, that he was getting paid a salary as opposed to being in business for himself. I understand, and I kind of like the fact that Dame Dash has this boss attitude, and he's all about hustling and making it happen. But you're going a little bit too far when you question a dude's manhood about getting a check. That's a little bit too far to the left. Or to the right, or whatever way, damn direction that conversation goes into. So I didn't like that at all. And I'm like, dude, like, when are y'all going to, check this dude? I mean, he kept talking over him and talking about the interview the Breakfast Club did with Dame Dash. K3000, Charlemagne only bosses up against girls. Seriously, check his resume. Made Lil Mama cry. Got beat down in front of the studio, etc. Detroit Matt, Charlemagne got checked by Master P, too. Yeah, I remember that. I remember he got checked by Master P. From John Fisher, Vic should have never went to jail if he had me on his team. I would have took the charges for $1 million. Yeah. Now, the whole conversation about Vic and the time that he did in jail, that's a different conversation. Okay? I'm a guy that didn't think he should have went to jail for the amount of time that he did. But there's no denying what he did was stupid and dumb, and a lot of people will say it was sick. from Stagger Lee. Mike Vick didn't make them dogs fight. They was going to fight each other anyway before Mike Vick even got there. Mike Vick went to jail for gambling. Exactly. And that's all the other half of the story. But the gambling aspect came because of the dog fighting. They go one in, hand in hand. But he actually went to jail for gambling. And I think that falls under racketeering as well. Roy Jones fight food. Ain't nothing wrong with fighting chickens. Yeah, Roy Jones is on the record as being a guy that loves going and fighting cocks. That didn't sound right. You know what I mean, chickens. Brum McDowell, many trial jurors have since said that if all the witnesses were allowed to testify, they would have ruled differently. Sluggo, dog and cockfighting occur in every state in this nation. Is called selective prosecution. Yeah, the whole gambling aspect of it, and that's what he went to jail for and talking about Mike Vick, is kind of akin to, tax evasion for gangsters, for mobsters. Can't really prove they did any murders or anything really, salacious or anything you could really put charges on them for. You got no proof of it, so what do? You do something that's very technical that we can still put your ass in jail for. And what's that? That's tax evasion. Same thing with the Mike Vick story. They really didn't have any, I guess, physical, tangible proof, any him on videotape or on a recording or anything like that. And being on the scene, they had witnesses, and they had the fact that they were wagering money, and so his ass went to jail. For Gary Joyner, 2 years was bad enough. He should have just gotten probation for the dog fights. The pit bulls were made to fight. To look it up on Animal Planet. K3000. Doug, next subject, please. Yeah, a lot of people don't even like talking about it. Gary Joyner, boo, Doug, stop it. Jungle Brother, Doug, is this your top 5 or trees? No, it's my top 5. It's definitely my top 5. Yes, sir! The realest, the trillest sports talk show in America, the Doug Stewart Show, man. Even though it was a real touchy subject, man, had a lot of fun today. Sometime it gets real in the doghouse on the Doug Stewart Show. But, it's right there on the platter, man. Darren Sharper going to jail for taking Newtsy. So today we had some conversation about the top 5 dumbest / sickest things athletes have gone to jail for of all times. Plaxico Burress, number 5. OJ, number 4. Darren Sharper, number 3. Mike Vick, number 2. And Ray Caruth, number 1. All right, we'll do it again tomorrow. Shouts out to Tree. Tree had to leave a little bit early today. Thank you, Tree, for all that you did on the Doug Stewart Show. Waterhead Walter, Gerald Oliveri, Dwayne Bassan, thank y'all so much, man. Pass the word about the show. We'll do it again tomorrow. Same Doug Stewart time, same Doug Stewart channel. Peace.